The postseason is right around the corner. The Giants have clinched a wild card spot, but 4 games remain, and they're going to need these last few games to get back on track. The heart of the order has gone cold, and they need to catch fire if they want to make it another Orange October next. Giants are home. We're coming to you from AT&T Park as we get ready for Giants baseball game 1 of this 4-game series, Padres and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants go 3-6 on this past road trip. That's not very good. However, they do clinch a spot for postseason. And tonight, the Giants, well, they got some work to do with Andrew Cashner, but also Yusmeiro Petit's been good as well.
Well, Yusmeiro Petit's been very good, especially here in this ballpark. He will give the Giants a chance to win. Now, you talk about the playoffs. They found out that they were going today. Well, you want to start gaining confidence, and where they need to get confidence in quickly is in their offense. And the last time they faced Andrew Cashner in San Diego, it was not a good outcome. But what better way to get confidence? To light up a guy with a tremendous arm, and that would be Mr. Cashner. There's your opportunity. Go Giants.
Look for a fastball. That's right. Stay tuned. We will take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, try Jack's Spicy Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. And by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
Giants fans visiting the dugout store, getting their gear for the postseason. That's right, your San Francisco Giants have clinched a wild card spot. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and of course, with the Brewers' loss this afternoon, that meant a postseason berth for your San Francisco Giants. And as of now, they would take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. One of the most exciting and dramatic games for the Giants this season came against the Pirates back on May 5th in Pittsburgh. It's our AT&T U-verse rewind this evening. It went 13 innings after the Pirates held an early 6-run lead, but the Giants able to tie it up, and then Gene Machi, with a rare plate appearance, laid down a perfect first career sacrifice bunt. Runners on first and second, and a throwing error allowed Pence to score, and the Giants went wild and went on to win 11-10. It goes down as one of the best moments of 2014, and it sure is possible that there could be a lot more between these two if they see each other in that wild card playoff game. All right, tonight though, it's all about the Pirates. The Giants kicking off the first game of a 4-game set against San Diego. Dwayne and Mike, of course, have the call, and they'll be back after these messages with lineups and first pitch. Stay with us.
Park. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open weekends. 68 degrees here at the yard. You see the winds are light. Humidity at 64%, and it is cool just the way we like it. Giants not take the field. Let's take a look at the Padres lineup. It'll be Corey Spangenberg to lead it off, followed by Max and Molly's kid, then Jerko. Yasmani Grandal, you see his numbers against the Giants this year. Smith, Rivera, and Amarista. The local kid Tommy Medica, he'll hit eighth, and Cashner ninth.
On the hill for the Giants tonight will be Yusmeiro Petit. Petit making start number 12. He's 5-5 on the year with a 3.63 ERA. And look at the strikeouts, 125 in 111 innings. And against 21 walks. I mean, that's exceptional command, and it's great stuff. If you're averaging a strikeout an inning, that is a testimony to great stuff. And what type of stuff does he have? Well, you're going to see a fastball that goes 88, 91, more 88s and 91s. He will shave both sides of the plate with 2-seam and 4-seam fastballs. He's got a good tight little slider that he has exceptional command with, a curveball and a changeup. Lifetime against these Padres, 1-5 with a 4.54 ERA. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Yusmeiro Petit tonight for the Giants. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it's going to be Ishikawa, Blanco, and Pence. Crawford, Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Panik and Bell to the right side, and Buster Posey will be in the squad, putting down the signs. Giants woke up this morning with a magic number of number 1, and it was either their win or Milwaukee Brewers lost, and they were going playoff bound, and the Brewers lost. The Giants are going to the playoff, and right now we're going to take a look at our Nissan keys to the game. And number 1, get Rene Rivera out. You say, who? Well, Rene Rivera, the last 2 times, his 2 series that these teams have met, Rivera has had the big swings of the bat. So, Petit, get Rivera out. Number 2, get a new approach with Cashner because it wasn't working in San Diego. The finesse power pitcher, if there's such a thing, Andrew Cashner is it. The Giants need to be a little more aggressive early in the count. Those are your Nissan keys to the game.
Here's Spangenberg. Chance to see much of Spangenberg in San Diego, and the first pitch is a called strike. So we get started right on time. See, Spangenberg's played in 16 games. And a swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. Sandoval now can relax at third. Giants went 3-6 on this past 9-game road trip. Started out pretty well, 2 out of 3 in Arizona, but then got weird. Especially got weird in San Diego. There's a strike 3 call, and that's how this game gets started.
Take a look at the road and home splits for Yusmeiro Petit. On the road, 5 starts, 0-2 ERA, 8.03. At home, 6 starts, 3.32 record with a 3.08 ERA. No walks and 40 strikeouts. That's amazing.
Here's Venable. Venable hitting .220, 7 home runs, 31 driven in. He's 0 for 6 in his career against Petit. Sandoval again in at third. And Venable fouls it straight back to even the count. Padres playing good baseball. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. They have, however, struggled on the road compared to how well they've done at home. They're 28-49 on the road. This one's hit up the middle, and it's by the diving Panik. And Venable's aboard. And that'll bring up Jerko. So here's Jerko hitting at .208. Lots of power. Likes to swing it. 10 home runs, 51 driven in. This has really been an injury shortened season for Jerko. Venable with good speed. He's got 11 steals. Behind the dish is Tom Hallion, then Cooper, Cuccione, and Knight.
Tom Hallion got a good low strike zone, and it's wide on both sides of the plate. And with Tom Hallion, you're going to see one of the best strike three, ring him up, go sit down calls and actions that you've seen ever. It's a good one. And he is a pitcher's friend.
He looks like he's a guy that's going to be in need of a chiropractor.
It's a great called strike through.
Oh, 2.
That's a really good look right there of just how short a throwing circle Petit has and how quick his arm action gets on you and how quick the slider is. It's not a big one. It's just a little bitty breaker, and he throws darts with it.
Way out in front, 0-2 to Jerko. Foul back. A pretty good swing at that one.
Talked about how Tom Hallion had a great strike three. Check this one out. Yeah. One more look. Yeah. Yep, you're right. Chiropractor.
0-2 to Jerko.
Hey, Waldo's here.
Sit behind that guy.
Yeah, we're good.
And another quick toss, and Venable is back. Just underway here at AT&T Park. Thursday night after the Giants spent over a week on the road. He digs it out. 1-2. Giants at home are 42-35. This game and 3 more against the Padres. That'll close out the season. Venable does not go, and Jerko takes high. 2-2. Giants are 37-35 against the West. The really good number against teams in the West are the Dodgers. Dodgers 47-26. Enough about the Dodgers. I'm tired of the Dodgers. I am. I'm Dodgered out. The 3 days at Dodger Stadium. Giants won the first one. Then the next 2. Rough. Jerko 0-2 to 3-2.
And you may see Buddy Black, the skipper of the Padres, turn Spangenberg loose here on the 3-2. He pretty much knows he's going to get a strike from Petit, who has a great reputation with control. And you saw the splits he's had here at this ballpark this year. He hasn't walked anybody this year.
Runner goes, swinging a shot. Panic's got it. Kicks it over to Crawford. Crawford throw to first. Got him.
Well, what do you say we make that our Ford right choice? I mean, this is a good play. The movement of the play. Panic coming out of his position to cover second when Spangenberg takes off in running. It hits off the glove of Panic, and there's Crawford with that cannon to pick it up and shoot Jerko down. That is a big league hang with him.
So here's Grandal, and Grandal looks at a pitch for a strike.
Go wild.
No balls in one strike. I think she uses that for more than just Giants games.
Oh yeah.
Maybe flaps it out in front of the house on a Friday night.
I think that's her sun visor when she parks her car.
Hey honey, I'm gonna go hang out that Go Wild shingle out in front. You mind? No. What night is it? Friday? Perfect. 1-1 pitch. There's a strike, 1 and 2.
Nice changeup. Shaving that outside corner.
Petit, a long look. In the dirt. 2 and 2.
I don't know how he caught it, and neither does he. I mean, you catch a guy like Yusmeiro Petit, I mean, you kind of rocking the cradle back there. You're not thinking you're going to get a scud out there in front of home plate. Kind of staying with the one hop. Balls that bounce that far out, you don't know what they're going to do.
Got him on a pitch in the dirt. Posey will flip it to Belt, and that'll end the inning. Nice job by Petit. Blanco to lead things off. Go Wild. Posey's lineup looks like this. It'll be Blanco, Panic, and then Buster Posey. He's got good numbers against Cashner with a couple of big flies. Sandoval needs to get it going, and so does Pence. Belt is hitting in the 6th slot. Ishikawa, he gets a start. He's 7th. Crawford 8th. Petit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Padres is going to be Andrew Cashner. And 2 times his season has been interrupted with a couple of trips to the disabled list, and it really is what has prevented him from having a stellar season. But when he's been out there, he's been very, very good. 89 strikeouts and 118 in the 3rd innings. And when you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a lot of fastballs. He uses it over 70% of the time. But what he does with it is quite special. He's going to give you mid to high 90s velocity with Yusmeiro Petit type command to the corners. He will four seam, he will two seam. He's got a curveball slider combination and changeup, and they're all good pitches, and he can strike you out with all of them. Let's take a look at the Padres defense playing behind Andrew Cashner, starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Medica, Venable, and Smith, the best arm in center field, with Will Venable, Amarista Spangenberg on the left side of the infield, Jerko and Grandal on the right side, and Rene Rivera will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
And here's Blanco hitting at 262. So if I said to you, be ready to hit the fastball, you would agree with that.
Yeah, Andrew Cashner is going to come at you with the fastball. As I mentioned, he'll throw it 70% of the time. He's a tall guy, 6'6", 220. And he has a very, very short circle. When you watch him take the ball out of his glove, it very rarely will go below his belt. And because of that, he has a very compact motion, which is easy, repeatable, which allows him to have command of the strike zone.
1-2.
There's a good changeup. As I mentioned, 6'6", 220. He's in his 5th year at the big league level. Just turned 28 years old. And there you see how he uses his pitches. But a remarkably compact motion for a guy his size.
Stays alive.
Take a look at his motion, brought to you by Exmo, your local Toyota dealer. And you'll watch him separate his hands and watch how his right hand does not really go very low as he gets it in a very upright position very quickly. Not a long stride either for a guy 6'6". Very compact motion. Easy to see why he has such great command when you look at that motion.
So Blanco works it to 3-2. This guy's ready, listening to John Miller. Dave is on assignment. 3-2 pitch. Lifted down the left field line. Moving over is Medica, but that's out of play. Blanco 3 for 10 lifetime against Cashner.
Cashner on the road, 1-4 with a 3.56 at home, almost unhittable.
And Bruce Bochy and Van Van Meulen's irate.
Brian Knight, the third base umpire, making the call. And that was fixing to be an outstanding at bat from Blanco. And from that angle right there, it looks like he went.
So here's Panic. Panic hitting .302. He's got 17 runs batted in. And he shoots this one into the hole for a base hit.
He can hit.
Nice approach from young Joe Panic.
We're talking about how compact the motion of Cashner's pitching was. Look at the compact load that Joe Panic has. I mean, just a very quiet hand action and very quick to the ball. Just not much stride at all. Just sort of lifts his heel up and cocks his hips and protects.
Posey takes an off-speed pitch inside, hitting at .308. 21 big flies, 86 driven in. And a strike on the inside corner to even the count.
Don't have to change up a lot.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
So for a guy who throws fastballs 70% of the time, 3 pitches to Posey, 2 breaking balls and a changeup. Couple of gamer babes, couple of gamer grannies.
There's the fastball, and Posey waiting on it. It's 1-2. Panic at first. 1-2 to Buster Posey. 2-2.
Tried to wrap around a two-seam 97-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside corner. It did not miss by much.
Nice play, Rivera. It's 3-2. And now we'll see if Joe Panic is going to take off. You betting on contact or a good eye from that hitter on this 3-2 pitch?
Hey, hot dogs here.
Panic goes. Base hit, right field. Nice approach, Buster Posey.
Now they learned something in San Diego, and that is Andrew Cashner will make you take swing out. So Posey in a very disciplined back control at bat, going the opposite field. When this Bochy started the runner, it cleared out the right side. You see Jerko, the second baseman, moving with Panic, and Posey finding the hole.
Here's Sandoval. 279. He's 1 for 8 against Cashner. The one hit a home run. Lifted to left. Medica will make the catch. Panic scores. 1-0 Giants.
A nice baseball. Two opposite field singles and a sac fly from Pablo Sandoval. And that's what you have to do when you're playing against a guy like Cashner. You never know when your opportunities are going to come. Very similar to taking your at-bats against Kershaw. All right, right now it's time for our Togo's Big Play. The Togo's Way, Saturday in San Diego. Hunter Pence homered off Andrew Cashner, and this is leading off the 9th inning. He got a changeup, and for Hunter Pence, significant because it was his 20th home run of the season. That is our Togo's Big Play, the Togo's Way.
Skied into center field. Venable will wait and put it away, and that'll end the inning. Giants are run on 2 hits. It's 1-0 as we head to inning number 2.
Sportsnet Bay area is brought to you by Lenardi's Markets. For a location near you, visit Lenardi's.com or find us on Facebook. Lenardi's Markets, quite simply the best.
Giants with an early 1-0 lead. And here's Seth Smith as he will lead things off. Smith hitting at .266, 12 home runs, 46 driven in. And a call strike, and it's 0-1.
Petit has definitely established that outside corner, especially the lefties.
Belt knocks it down, recovers. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, Dwayne and Mike, I have some player reaction to making the playoffs. Hunter Pence said, quote, "It's a beautiful thing." And several of the other guys I talked to said they're really proud of the accomplishment. It's what they play all season for, to get to the postseason. And several of them said they're really looking forward to playing in a one-game playoff because it's so intense. And as you guys well know, anything can happen in one game. Congratulations to the Giants, guys.
Anything can happen. Remember, the Giants in 2012 played in 6 one-game playoff games.
6 do or dies.
Here's Babe Rivera as he takes low. Pirates, they keep winning. Pirates won 10-0. 2 balls and no strikes.
Rene Rivera has plagued the Giants. I mean, he's had big hits, and this guy's normally a backup catcher, but he has been the difference in 4 Padre victories.
Nope, he's not giving him that pitch on that side of the plate. Three and 0. 3-1.
Rivera's got power. 10 home runs on the year.
Good pitch.
Change up, 3-1. And that's the beautiful thing about what Petit can do, is never really gets backed into a situation where he has to give into a hitter. And when you have the confidence to throw 2 types of fastball, a curveball, slider, and a changeup in any count, in any situation, and then those are assets. But he has to do it. He's not going to blow you away with 96, 97 mile an hour fastballs. So he has to locate, he has to mix.
And the walk. Well, you see the National League Central, the Pirates now only a game back of the Cardinals. And in the wild card, the Giants are a game and a half back of the Pirates for that #1 spot, and that #1 spot would mean you get a home game.
That walk to Rivera, his first starter at this ballpark as a starter this year.
And it was a close pitch too. There's a strike to Amarista.
I thought like 3 pitches in that sequence that were called balls could have been called strikes, and I think Petit feels the same way.
And a little bit low to even the count.
Hyan definitely making Petit work. You really can't argue too much with Hyan if you're a pitcher, because if there's a coin toss location that could go either way more often than not, it will be called for the pitcher.
And that's down low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
When he's missed, he has not missed out of the strike zone very much. Padres are not helping him out either.
Two and one. Hit out to Ishikawa. Ishikawa will make the catch. And that'll bring up Tommy Medica.
Yeah, Travis Ishikawa is getting a hard look at left field tonight. Ishikawa does not have great range, but he does have great hands. Just looks odd to see him have any glove that's not a first baseman glove on.
Absolutely it does. So Medica steps in and he takes a strike. 237, 9 home runs, 27 driven in. Rivera with the 1-out walk. Now there's 2 down. I suppose he's going to keep it close.
How many passes do you think Tommy Medica has tonight?
20. That guy right there is not one of them.
No, I don't think so. Although he could be. Medica with the Bellarmine Prep down in San Jose. He's a Bell. Just missed. Then when Medica left Bellarmine Prep, he went to Santa Clara.
Likes this area. Two and two.
Hey, the Cowboys are here. Rodeo's in town. Yeah, they're Cowboys.
Medica out swinging. And that'll end the inning for the Giants. Bell, Ishikawa, Crawford, 3 lefties coming up. It happened October 3rd, 2010. Jonathan Sanchez pitched the Giants back into the playoffs to capture their first division crown and playoff berth since 2003, and the Giants defeated the Padres that Sunday afternoon, the last game of the year, 3-0. Remember, they lost Friday, they lost Saturday, and they had to win Sunday. Otherwise, they're going to have to play like a tiebreaker on Monday.
Jonathan Sanchez had the big hit in that game too.
He had a big hit. Aubrey Huff had a big hit in that game. Matt Latos, I believe. Matt Latos was a bit of a problem for the Giants that year. Here's Belt. Belt swing and a foul.
Said the rodeo was in town here. Now there's Chase Outlaw. Now I know he's a bull rider. If you've been around bull riders, they're not big guys. But remember the old saying, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Well, that's what they were talking about, bull riders.
Belt hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. Into the pond, and it's 2-0. Gives you an idea what the Giants have missed with Brandon Belt.
Well, I'll tell you what, he hits this thing off his belt too. I mean, this is not far from where Andrew Cashner wanted to put that pitch. See the target up. I mean, that's right there on the belt, and he just beats the scout report. And I mean, beat it in a hard way into the pond.
Yes.
68th home run that a Giants hitter has hit into McCovey Cove.
Here's Ishikawa, who takes a strike.
Well, Ishikawa's the guy that hit the 67th one.
He did. Ishikawa drives one the other way. Moving back is Medica, and he's going to make the catch in front of the wall. You got to save that one for another yard.
Well, if you're looking for access to Giants postseason tickets, it's easy. You can get on deck right now, becoming a 2015 season ticket member. Your $500 deposit gives you the opportunity to purchase all the potential Division Series home playoff games and a possible wild card play-in game. Giants reps are standing by. Call 415-972-2298.
Here's Crawford. Crawford hitting .247. 9 home runs, 65 driven in. Petit to follow. Crawford skies this one. Could it fall in front of the center fielder Venable? It will not. 2 outs. And here's Petit.
Hey, watch Will Venable play center fielder. Really reminds me of Fred Lynn. He used to play center field for Red Sox, Padres. I think he was in the Angels even for a while, but he sort of a glider, long strider, and Will Venable the same way. I thought it had a chance, but once he got it going, Venable can cover some ground.
Worst thing that Freddie Lynn ever did, and I know, look, you're a free agent and you can go somewhere, but was when he left Fenway Park, which was the perfect place for him. I think he went from the Red Sox to the Angels. It just hurt him. I know he made a lot of money, but he'd just go the opposite way and hit about 30 doubles off the Green Monster, and then play center field like you can't even imagine in that ballpark. He was fabulous.
Well, I mean, wasn't he the Rookie of the Year in the MVP?
Yeah, absolutely.
Same year.
That's when we went out one night, Dennis Eckersley and some of the boys, and Eckersley announced to a crowd that since he was a rook too, he was 19. Since he could get Lynn out, he should be the most valuable player.
Was he serious?
He was dead serious. Tapped slowly, and Rivera's going to throw out Petit, and that'll end the inning. Brandon Belt, he knocks out his 12th home run of the year. It goes into the water, and it's bye-bye baby, and it's 2-0 Giants.
Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Sight for Sore Eyes, fashion for everyone.
Giants with a 2-0 lead as we head to the third. And for Petit, here in the third inning, he'll have Cashner, and then the leadoff hitter Spangenberg, and then Venable. Petit, 3 strikeouts through the first 8 hitters. Although we watched Cashner in San Diego, he could hit a little bit. He actually tripled off of Petit in his last start.
But that was San Diego now. Different deal here at AT&T.
First pitch strike with the right-handed hitting Cashner at the plate, 6 for 33. And another strike, and it's 0-2. So Petit gets into a pretty decent rhythm with home plate umpire Tom Hallion. That'd be a good thing.
Well, and that down and away area that he was not getting last inning, now all of a sudden he's getting it. So I mean, he's going to keep trying to locate that down and away spot. See ya. That's 4 strikeouts the first time through the lineup for Yusmeiro Petit. I mean, if you look at the break on that last breaking ball, you can see that it's not a big break, but it's very quick. It's got a nice little tilt to it, and he shaves the corner with it. And it's the type of breaking ball that he can rely on, and he can throw it on both sides of the plate.
Swing and a tapper foul.
They brought Spangenberg up from Double-A baseball. Hit .317 down there. Not a big power guy, more of a doubles hitter, but he's got good speed.
Outside corner strike, 0-2. With Will Venable on deck. Got him. Got him chased in the dirt. 5 strikeouts. Get all of your Bay Area news information from wherever you are with the new CSNBayArea.com app. You get scores, articles, columns from CSNBayArea.com insiders. The new CSNBayArea.com app is available now on iTunes.
Well, the free to R is out there, or is that the free to B? That's the free to B. It's a good looking boat right there.
Will Venable single in the first.
Although you see the free to be, it doesn't look like a low maintenance boat. No.
And a called strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Is the mast of the free to be?
It kind of looks like it's like rubbing up against the ballpark, doesn't it?
It does.
Lifted out to Ishikawa, not a problem, and that'll end the inning. Top of the order coming up. It'll be Gregor Blanco.
So to commemorate the Giants making the postseason, visit any one of the 11 Bay Area Giants dugout stores for your postseason merchandise needs. All locations are fully stocked with postseason merchandise, including the Giants' official authentic collection T-shirt and cap. Or if you can't visit the Giants dugout stores, shop online at sfgiants.com/shop. Pick up your Giants 2014 postseason authentic collection today.
Dugout stores always jumping. I have not been in lately. Have you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they do a great job.
Yeah. Line drive off the glove of the first baseman Grandal, and Blanco's got a double.
Breaking ball, it just sort of hangs right out there. Kind of a get-it-in breaking ball. Rake, now that's a ball Grandal should have.
Yep.
Just off the tip of the glove.
So here's Panik. Joe Panik singled in the first inning. Bounces this one, and for whatever reason, Blanco just froze.
Wow. I mean, that can't happen. If you're at second base and you see a ball hit to the right side of the infield, you go. And he just is not concentrating. Ball hit in front of you, you stay. Ball behind you, that's an easy take at third. So it becomes a non-productive out, and that's a difficult pill to swallow for Joe Panik, who had a great at bat.
Here's Buster Posey. Fastball outside, 1-0.
Those are the type of mistakes you cannot make this time of year when you're starting to get your game ready for the playoffs.
A couple of weird things happened to Blanco on the bases last night in L.A. Two balls and no strikes.
I mean, leadoff double, ground ball to the right side. He should be standing at third. Now a fly ball scores him. Completely changes the at bat.
He's not getting any pitches to Posey.
Hey, we watched this defense that the Padres put on in defense of Buster Posey, and it's one of the more extreme defenses that we've seen. Look at the room on the left side of the field. I mean, they completely give him the line and absolutely bunch the middle.
Into center field. Venable cannot get it. Blanco's going to score. Posey comes through. It's 3-0.
Right there, Gregor Blanco should thank Buster Posey for picking him up, because now the mistake of the base pass is forgiven as the Giants add on to their lead. Inside out approach. He comes at him with a little sinker that lays right out over the middle of the plate. With movement coming back into him, he plants, and there's the hip throw. So perfectly balanced to the middle of the field. Hey, the Padres had him played right, just not deep enough.
Well, he put on a good swing on a 3-0 pitch. Up the middle and a base hit. And here comes Buster Posey, and it is 4-0. Second RBI in the game for Pablo Sandoval.
Well, this is a completely different Casher we saw in San Diego, where he was primarily pounding the strike zone with a fastball. Tonight, he's mixing it up, and the Giants are making him pay.
Dave Fleming is on assignment. John Miller, he'll be in here. Innings 4, 5, and 6. I'll head over to the radio side. Pence takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. A high strike called on the Giants right fielder. Swing and a miss. 1-2. 2 runs in, 1 out. Pence out swinging.
And 3 straight fastballs.
So here's Belt. Belt knocked one in the pond in the 2nd inning. Stays away this time. And it's a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1.
This guy is such a key for the Giants' hopes in postseason. Get his eye back, to get his feel back.
Popped up. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Amarista, and that's going to end the inning. Giants scored 2. We will head to the 4th. John Miller will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. 4-0 Giants.
Giants on top of the Padres 4-0. Joining us now in the booth, John Miller. Welcome, partner.
All right, thanks. And who are these guys? I like them.
Well, they're exciting. They're swinging the bat. 4 runs.
Something real exciting would be if Brandon Belt actually has found his stroke. It would be sort of just in the nick of time. And Pablo Sandoval, same thing. And the one guy that has not had a big hit tonight so far is Hunter Pence. The other guy they need to get going, but it would be sort of just right on time if they got it going this weekend, leading into that big 1-game playoff on Wednesday. A lot of smiles around to see Pablo drive in 2 runs in the first 3 innings, and Brandon Belt hit a tape measure home run into McCovey Cove. Jed Jerko with a swinging strike against Petit.
Petit has really used that changeup wisely tonight. A lot of first pitch changeups. Really has thrown it in any count, but he's gotten a lot of strike ones with it.
One ball, 1 strike. Jerko grounded out on a hit and run play, and Joe Paddock, who had broken to cover second base with Venable running, got the glove on it and deflected it and went right to Brandon Crawford, who then threw out Jerko at first. It ended up being a great play by Crawford especially. That is a foul ball. A ball and 2 strikes now. I've been doing some heavy duty thinking, Mike, about the different things that can happen. Because when you know the team has clinched a spot in the postseason.
Yes.
And we know the teams that are going to be in the postseason in the National League now. So it seems like everything's all set. However, there are several things that could still happen. The Pirates won tonight, so they're now 1 game back of the Cardinals in the Central Division. What if the Pirates and the Cardinals ended up tied at the end of play on Sunday?
It could happen.
Well, then they have a 1 game playoff on Monday, a tiebreaker playoff. Left center field, Ishikawa. And Travis has looked pretty good out there so far. He's had to go right, he's had to go left, he's had to go back, and he's caught them all.
Well, the Giants are hoping that he could possibly be the answer as to getting somebody in left field who could give them good at bats. He doesn't have to cover a lot of ground. I mean, with Blanco or Juan Perez in center field, they could cover the gap in left center. And what Ishikawa gets to him, he's got good hands. And he has looked good tonight.
Now Yasmani Grandal in there for a strike.
Again, the changeup for strike 1.
From the view level. Life is good up there, it appears to me. 1 strike to count. And that's a ball too low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Anyway, I was thinking, if you're sitting where the Giants are, that might not be a bad result to see the Pirates and the Cardinals have to play an extra game head to head with each other.
Well, you'd absolutely get rid of the aces.
And that's a little bit low, because if you win the division, you don't have to go through that 1 game wild card playoff on Wednesday. You're automatically into the best of 5 starting Friday, the following Friday. So that would be a serious issue for both of them if they ended up tied. The other part of it is, if the Giants end up tied with the Pirates for the top spot in the wild card, the Pirates win the tiebreaker, the Giants have to fly to Pittsburgh for that 1 game on Wednesday. As the Giants now go into the big overshift with a count of 3-1 to Grandal. Pablo moves over to short and Crawford to the right side, and that's Paddock well out in right field now. Grandal struck out his first time. Strike 2, 3-2. But the other side of it is, if the Cardinals end up being the wild card team and they're tied with the Giants own the tiebreaker there. The Cardinals would have to come here in that scenario if the Pirates end up being the division champion. So there are a lot of wild things that could happen here in the next 3-4 days. There's a swinging strike 3. Grandal down for the 2nd time in a row on strikes.
Well, if you're not a season ticket member, you still have a shot at purchasing individual game tickets for the postseason. And you can register right now at sfgiants.com/tickets for a special opportunity to purchase tickets to possible postseason play here at AT&T Park. So again, that's sfgiants.com/tickets to register. This guy came all the way from KC to see the Giants win. Well, they're winning. Kansas City is winning, by the way.
The Oakland Athletics lost tonight to the Texas Rangers. Last of the 9th inning, Adrian Beltre, that team racked with injuries. It's Adrian Beltre and about 20 rookies on that Ranger club, and they're beating teams right now. Beltre homered to end that game against the former Padre Gregerson in the last of the 9th. And so with Kansas City ahead in its game,
which is win final.
So now the Athletics are 1 game back of the Royals, which, if that's the way it turns out in the wild card, they would have to go to Kansas City for that wild card playoff. That's a foul out of play. The other thing is, Seattle won tonight as well. They have not yet been eliminated. They're not in good shape. They're 2 games behind the Athletics for that 2nd wild card spot, but they're still alive, that's for sure. And Oakland suddenly playing a Texas ball club that they can't beat.
Well, not many people can beat Texas. They've been on fire this month of September.
They've won 5 in a row, including their victory tonight over the Athletics. Also, the Detroit Tigers won their game, so in the American League Central, Detroit maintains a 2-game lead over Kansas City with 3 to play. So the Tigers are getting very close to clinching the Central Division title, making Kansas City a wild card entrant. And really, the Oakland is in pretty much the same spot as the Giants now. They're the second wild card team, and they're a game behind the team that owns the tiebreaker. So really like 2 games out. That is called strike 3. Seth Smith goes down. And in 4 innings, 7 strikeouts for Yusmeiro Petit. Ishikawa coming up. It's 4-0 Giants. True stories. 1954, the World Series, Game 1, the Giants and the heavily favored Cleveland Indians. And Willie Mays with Vic Wertz at the plate made what is still referred to simply as the catch.
There's a long drive way back in center field, way back. It is gone. Willie Mays just brought this crowd to its feet with a catch, which must have been an optical illusion to a lot of people.
Well, Willie Mays is here at the ballpark commemorating the catch 60 years ago at the old Polo Grounds in New York. And Willie in a vintage classic automobile being given a police escorted trip around the warning track between innings here. And for Willie, he said he was never that excited about the catch itself, because as soon as it was hit, he knew he was going to catch it. The Polo Grounds had more room in the outfield than any other ballpark. And where he caught that ball was probably 455 feet to 460 feet away from home plate. And so he knew, because he caught balls like that before, he said. But there was a runner at second. And Willie himself, often when balls get hit deep to the outfield and get caught, he would tag up at second and he'd score all the way from second. So he was afraid of something like that happening. What he was proud of was the throw that he made after he caught the ball, which went all the way back to the infield. Remember, he was 455 feet or so from home plate, and the incredible throw kept the runner from scoring. And the Giants eventually won that game in extra innings and swept that series, even though they were heavy underdogs to the Cleveland Indians, who that year won 111 games and lost only 43. Willie Mays. And here is Andrew Castro to face Travis Ishikawa. As we go to the last of the fourth inning, 4-0, the Giants leading the Padres.
So the actual day that would be the exact day 60 years ago would be Monday.
All right, so September the 29th was game 1 of the World Series in '54. There were no playoffs unless two teams ended up tied at the end of the regular season. You won the pennant, you went right into the World Series. 0-2 to Ishikawa, who flied out deep to left his first time.
So in Willie's mind, it should have been called the catch. It should have been called the throw, because he was more proud of the throw than he was of the catch.
And even though he said, hey, I've caught that ball many times, along the left field line, deep, Medica. Oh, what a play by Medica.
There's 2 times he's taken extra bases away from Travis Ishikawa, who's had great opposite field approach against Cashman. It's his backspin slice. Medica, very difficult high backhander. Talked about the pass list that Medica probably has here, local boy. Development prep with the Santa Clara. Well, he just thrilled him right there.
And he looks pretty good out there tonight. The batter will be Brandon Crawford. He flied out to shallow center his first time. And that's off the outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
Hey, if you're a local kid coming back to the city that you are from, and you have a large pass list, it's important you do something good. If you go for 4 with 3 strikeouts and make 2 errors, you can't go home after the game. You head back to the team hotel.
One ball, 1 strike to Crawford. That one into the upper deck, off to the left. A ball and 2 strikes. Giants got a run in the first inning, knocked in by Pablo Sandoval with a sacrifice fly deep to left, and Belt homered into McCovey Cove in the second. Posey doubled home Blanco in the third, and then Sandoval singled home Posey. 4-0 Giants. That one deep into right field, way back there, and goodbye. Onto the arcade, Brandon Crawford with his 10th home run of the year.
Once again, a breaking ball just gets hammered. Cashner, who was so effective with the fastball in San Diego, going to off-speed stuff tonight, and they're lighting him up. And that's a significant swing of the bat for Crawford, because that is home run number 10. That makes him a double-digit home run guy. Last year he had 9, and it kind of haunted him. He just wanted one more. Well, guess what? He just got number 10 in an impressive fashion. Let's take a look at it from the splash cam. Majestic. Out by a bunch.
Petit up the middle. And Jerko gets him. Jed Jerko. An outstanding play, albeit with a runner who does not have that much speed.
Well, watch how he slides into it, right into his back foot very quick. I mean, you can't get rid of a ball quicker than that after you slide. I mean, this is spectacular play and a lot of fun, but just beautiful footwork. And he throws a strike over to Grandal, and for Yusmeiro Petit, a big league hang with him.
No wonder it's so hard to get hits. Hit one like that, you still don't get a hit.
Hey, it's the big leagues. Come on.
Here's Gregor Blanco, who has struck out, and then he doubled off the glove of Grandal at first. That started a 2-run third inning rally. In the fourth inning now, the Giants ahead 5-0.
That's the first 2014 Giants postseason hat I've seen. Celebrate. As he should.
2-1. Change up in there for a strike. And that gear is available now in all the Giants dugout stores. Just a little bit low. Well, you wouldn't have expected, based on what the Giants saw from Cashner just 5 days ago, that the Giants would have a 5-0 lead against the same pitcher here tonight. But here they are. The Giants look like playing baseball is fun again. Giants who scored only 4 runs in that whole 3-game series in San Diego. And they have 5 in the first 4 innings here tonight.
Well, Cashner was just a power arm in San Diego. It was one fastball after another, and he never really seemed to make a mistake out over the middle of the strike zone. He just stayed on a corner. A very impressive performance with the fastball, and that performance really reminded us of previous fastball pitchers like Curt Schilling, Tom Seaver, guys who really could just pitch with just the fastball.
Well, he stayed with the fastball there against Blanco, and it worked out well. Giants get another run. Brandon Crawford. Tell it bye-bye, baby, as Russ Hopkins used to say. And the Giants lead 5-0 as we head into the 5th inning.
To you by the Fries.com Open. The new PGA Tour season starts with the Fries.com Open at Silverado, October 8th through the 12th. Get tickets at FriesOpenGolf.com.
5-0 the Giants leading the Padres as we head into the 5th inning. And Brandon Crawford, when he hit his 10th home run, is double figures now in doubles, triples, and homers, as does his teammate Hunter Pence, the first teammates to accomplish that in San Francisco Giants history, dating back to 1958.
It's very cool.
Gene Segura and Carlos Gomez were able to pull that off with the Milwaukee Brewers last year. And that's off to the right. Candlestick was not as great a ballpark for triples as is this one. But to have two guys with 10 triples each, Pence and Crawford, that's really the unusual part. Rene Rivera walked his first time. The Padres have one hit so far against Yusmeiro Petit. Back to the screen, 0-2. Amarista is on deck. And you guys probably talked about it earlier, but just another story amongst the many great stories in the legendary career of Derek Jeter tonight in his final game at Yankee Stadium. And his walk-off base hit in the bottom of the ninth. That's the final moment of his final game at the big ballpark in the Bronx. And he had a starring role in it. And it didn't even seem possible that he would even get the chance because the Yankees led 5-2. Going to the ninth inning, they had their closer, who's a good one, Dave Robertson, come in. Adam Jones of the Orioles hit a 2-run homer. And then Steve Pearce with 2 down homered to tie the game. And that set it up. There was a base hit, a pinch runner. Brett Gardner laid down a sacrifice bunt to put the runner in scoring position, and Jeter stepped up and base hit, game over. And his Yankee Stadium career ended on one last sort of legendary note.
Well, that is a legendary note. I mean, a storybook ending for a storybook career indeed. I mean, it's so fitting because he has carried himself with dignity and class in his 20-year career. To be able to do that in New York, man, it's hats off to that guy. Future Hall of Famer, first round Hall of Famer. I mean, he's had a dream career, but anxious to see what he's going to do in retirement.
He has a foundation, and his mom and dad, his sister, the whole family is involved in it, helping school kids, and he's been pretty devoted to it all through his playing career. That one too high with a curveball. He said that he wants to work in his foundation, but he also wants to get married. He wants to have children. He wants to live a normal life, and he devoted himself to his Major League Baseball career all these many years. He finished up at his final Yankee Stadium game, by the way, beating the manager for whom he first played when he was brought up back in 1995. Buck Showalter. Hunter Pence and Rivera is retired, 1 away. Let's go down to Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, happy to report all went well for Angel Pagan today. He underwent season-ending back surgery in Los Angeles. Dr. Watkins performed the procedure to try and repair a bulging disc in his back. Giants are saying about a 3-month recovery, and they hope that he is healthy and ready to go. Spring training 2015, guys.
All right, so they got that done, and it was difficult for him and difficult for the team to say, yeah, let's get it done now, because even just the hope that he could help them in the postseason, because they've been a different team with him than without him. But it was just too iffy. The bulging disc creating some nerve trouble. Amarista rips one, and this will be extra bases into the second archway. Pence plays it, and Amarista standing at second with a double. Second Padres hit.
Well, I think it's good you address the injury of Angel Pagan now. Get it done now so that he can be ready to go come spring training, hopefully. And if he's not quite ready for 1st of April, it won't be too long into the season before he is good to go. But I mean, he's a difference maker. He's an energizer.
Well, 3 months. Let's see, October, November, December. By New Year's, he should be ready to.
He's playing winter ball, Puerto Rico.
No report with a hitting streak. There's a called strike to Tommy Medica. Kashner on deck. I remember I heard a story that Joe Torre, who went into the Hall of Fame this year, told his first year as manager of the Yankees, 1996, was Jeter's first full year in the big leagues. And the Yankees got into the division series, a best-of-5, and they lost the first game. And Jeter had made an error during the game, and he was a little concerned about his rookie and how he was going to hold up. And he thought maybe he should talk to him. Well, the game ended, and Jeter ran by him in his office going into the clubhouse. He says, Mr. Torrey, biggest game of your career tomorrow. Get some sleep tonight. And Torrey said, all right. I guess I don't need to talk to him. 1-2 to Medica. Looks like he'll be fine. He's concerned about whether I'm going to be okay or not.
Well, a nice job of diffusing the concern that a manager had for a player. Flip the role.
1-2 the count. And he struck him out with a curveball. That's the second time he's gotten Medica. 8 strikeouts altogether. Fans, there's a new morning newscast in town. Telemundo 48 Primera Edición, the Bay Area's only Spanish language morning news with live news, weather, and traffic. Tell your friends and watch Telemundo 48 Primera Edición weekdays from 5 a las 7. Well, here is Cashner, who struck out his first time. Runner at second. Giants never got Cashner out when they faced him in San Diego last week. He had a walk, his first major league triple, and then he had a bunt single after his triple. Giants lead 5-0 here in the 5th inning. Off his foot. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foul ball. Tomorrow, 7:15, game 2 of this 4-game series. Ryan Vogelsong for the Giants against Ian Kennedy. And then day games Saturday and Sunday. So tomorrow will be the final night game of the regular season for the Giants and the Pods. And he ran up as if to bunt. We asked Bruce Bochy about that bunt the other day in San Diego, and he said, well, it wasn't as if we didn't know that he might do it. According to the scouting reports, he does it at least once every game, every time he pitches.
Well, he's an outstanding athlete, and he'll do it 2 strikes.
Posey up the line. Here's Belto. That's the inning. 1 hit, 1 left. 5 shutout innings in the books. Panic, Posey, and Pablo coming up.
It's Happy Cam. It's powered by the Toyota Prius. Lucille hammered it up with Amer the Gamer. And this young man very happy. And Pokey's here. Oh, yeah. For those of you who know who Pokey is. Oh, yeah. The Gamer Babes doing a selfie. And that's our Prius Get Happy cam.
Joe Paddock has singled and scored a run and grounded out to second. Change up too low from Cashner. Buster Posey on deck.
You and I need to start doing more selfies.
I know, what's up with that? How come we never do them? Two and 0. I think one thing about that, there's kind of plenty of photos of us out. I'm tired of them.
That's true. That is true. I can't argue with that.
2-1 the count to Joe Paddock. Paddock in his rookie season hitting .304. That's a foul ball, and an important member of this team that is headed into postseason play. And if you just joined us and weren't aware, the Milwaukee Brewers were beaten earlier today by the Cincinnati Reds, and at that moment the Giants clinched their berth in the wild card playoff. There's that final, 5-3 at Cincinnati. 3-2 now. The Pirates, by the way, have to go to Cincinnati now for 3 games over the weekend. And the current top 3 pitchers of the Reds are the ones who are due up. Off the glove. Jerko's got it and out at first. 1 away. Cardinals by 1 game over the Pirates with 3 to go. The Cardinals in Arizona for the weekend. And how about that? The Cardinals hoping to clinch the division outright against Tony La Russa, their former manager's current team, although Tony no longer a manager. But he certainly knows a few things about a lot of those guys. Ball 1 to Buster Posey, who's singled and doubled. He doubled home a run and scored a run in the 3rd. 2 for 2.
Well, you know, if you're an Arizona Diamondback, I mean, they've had a rough time this year with injuries, and it hasn't fared well, but I guarantee you they'll show up this weekend. They will give the Cardinals a run.
Two and 1.
This time of year, there is no such thing as an easy victory when you're pushing hard for the playoffs. For the Diamondbacks, I mean, it will be their season to try and ruin the season of the Cardinals. Or at least set them back, knock them off the division championship pedestal.
So now, because of this second wild card, that 1-game playoff, before, when it was 1 wild card, the wild card was just like a division champion and went right into the division series, right into the best of 5.
I think the new format's fantastic. I really do. Plus, you get the drama of a 1-game playoff.
That's a walk for Buster Posey. The 3rd straight time he's been on base against Cashner. Willie Mays signed that baseball right in the sweet spot.
Now, as he drove around the ballpark, he was throwing those baseballs up in the stands, and this young man got one. And Willie Mays, one of the best autographs I've ever seen. I mean, it's the thing about Willie Mays is Hall of Fame, even his signature.
Here's Pablo Sandoval, and that's a signature to cherish. One of the greatest players to ever play the game. 0-1 to Pablo, who has hit a long sacrifice fly to left field to knock in the first Giants run of the game. And then he singled his next time up there to knock in the Giants' 4th run of the night. They lead 5-0 now. Brandon Belt, who's hit a home run tonight, in the hole with Pence on deck. And that one gets away, and there goes Buster over to second base. The Padres are going to send Boyer down to the bullpen. Blaine Boyer, the right-hander. Andrew Cashner, just not the same pitcher tonight that we saw at the top of his game Saturday in San Diego. Bruce Bochy said before the game tonight he was as good as anybody the Giants have faced this year. Base hit from Pablo. Buster's going to be waved. The throw cut off. 6-0 Giants. And Pablo Sandoval has knocked in 3, 1 for each plate appearance in this game.
Right, that's the guy that they got to get going. One of the guys they have to get going. This last road trip, the middle of the lineup was a little soft. Hunter Pitts, Pablo Sandoval struggling. And these are the type of at-bats that really gives a guy confidence. The money hit. If you have a man out there at second base, you can see him when you're in that batter's box. Right back up the middle. And we've seen him do this a lot to try and get out his funk. And he almost knocks the hat off of Andrew Cashner. And Tim Flannery, no hesitation whatsoever. And the Giants extend their lead to 6-0. They've scored in every inning.
Pablo, who did not have a single RBI on the road trip, has knocked in 3 tonight. 1 in each of his 3 plate appearances. Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, having visited the mound. Now Cashner ready to work. And Pence, did he swing? No, says Eric Cooper, the first base umpire. 1 out, a run in.
It's great. Eric Cooper said no swing, and he immediately looked over to the Padre bench. Had he have called a swing, he would have immediately looked over to the Giants bench.
Hunter Pence, who is flied out to right center and struck out. Did he swing? Again. Oh, now this time Cooper. Oh, yeah, that was a swing.
Yeah, he's looking at the Giants bench. All right, did he go? 50-50.
Definitely went on that one. And it's 1-2.
Well, Hunter Pitts is a hack. And we've seen what happens to him when he gets hot. I mean, he hits everything. And the only way a hack gets out of a funk is he's got to hack his way out of a funk. I mean, you know, it's not like you're going to change approach. He's going to go up there and try and hit the ball as hard as he can in every swing. He's not going to finesse it. He's going to hack.
He has 3 hits in his last 44 at bats. And so it goes right now for Hunter Pence. So Sandoval has given signs of breaking out. Brandon Belt made a loud statement in his first at bat in the second inning when he planted one in San Francisco Bay out into Willie McCovey's Cove. His first home run since August the 3rd. 6-0 Giants. Pablo at first, 2 down here in the 5th inning. And back out of play.
Second inning, very impressive swing of the bat. Look at the pitch, right middle in at the belt, not far from where they wanted to plant that. And he simply beats the scout report. And for the 68th time, the San Francisco Giant hits a ball into McCovey Cove.
4th time for Belt to get one wet. Wow. Went in under the hands on that one, and he just hit a shot, but fouled. Oh, 2. Deep. Medica at the wall. Man, the ball is jumping off Belt's bat tonight. On to the 6th inning. 6-0 Giants.
Area is brought to you by New York Life and the agent of the game.
Fan Appreciation Day coming up Sunday, the final home game of the regular season. The Giants and Padres, 1:05 game time. You'll have a chance to win special prizes from Giant sponsors such as Safeway, Chevron, Sports Authority, StubHub, Levi's, and more. And one lucky fan will win the grand prize, a 2014 Toyota RAV4. Join us for Fan Appreciation Day here at AT&T Park. Tickets available at sfgiants.com. There's the garden out there, and it's not true that it's just kale.
No.
There is kale. A lot of other things as well out there beyond the center field fence here at AT&T Park. As Petit back to work. Corey Spangenberg, the rookie.
Well,
the ball is out of play.
If you're into growing things and you have a garden of your own, I mean, you have to go out there just to see the quality of what they're growing and what they're doing out there. It's amazing. And it is the greatest place. If you ever get separated from your group, have a rendezvous point to meet at the garden.
Oh, 2. Spangenberg has struck out his first 2 times. I went out there, took a look. One of the things they grow out there, and they grow almost everything. Strawberries, lots of green vegetables.
Mint, blueberries.
Kumquats.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you do with those?
I had started a conversation, actually. What do you think of the Giants? Oh, very good. Quat. Kumquat. That's a base hit for Spangenberg. So after striking out a couple of times, this time he puts one in play.
Some blueberries. Oh, those tomatoes? Those are blueberry tomatoes. They're a new strain they're growing out there. They're really good.
Oh, cool.
That's about a 4-pound blueberry hybrid. They mix it with kale, and that's what happens.
You have to have so many blueberries every morning. Just one of those. Take care of you for the week. A lot of antioxidants there. Venable off his foot. Ouch. He has singled and flied out to left. 6-0. The Giants leading the Padres here in the 6th inning. Well, some things will be answered about what the Giants' plans are this weekend leading up to that wild card game. They very much would like to have that game here and not have to travel to Pittsburgh. Right now, if this was the end of the regular season, the Giants would have to go to Pittsburgh for that one game. Cardinals would win the Central Division title. Giants have not announced a pitcher for the one-game wild card playoff, but as Bruce Bochy said in his radio show before the game tonight, it's no secret that the Giants' top guy is Madison Bumgarner, and he's all set up to go. So nothing announced so far, but certainly seems like a pretty good bet that it will be Bumgarner in that one game. 1-2 the count now to Venable. Jerko, the third place hitter, is on deck.
Well, it plays right into our Geico quote. This one from Tim Hudson on Madison Bumgarner pitching in a wild card game. I'd put him up against anybody in baseball. He's a stud. He's as good as it gets going out there and competing at that level. It's pretty special.
The Giants should feel very confident with Madison Bumgarner on the mound. Deep left center field. Ishikawa on the run. Over his head and over the wall. 2-run opposite field homer for Will Venable, mired in a very bad season. But that's an excellent moment for him, his 8th home run of the year. So now it is 6-2 Giants.
You just don't see many opposite field home runs here in this ballpark. You get into a jam, you have to make a pitch. You say, well, I'm going to go on the outside part of the plate here, hit it the opposite way. You can't hit it out. Well, not that time. So Dave Righetti going to come out and kill some time as Jeremy Affeldt starts to get up and begins tossing in the Giants bullpen. Take a look at the pitch. I mean, really, on the outside corner, just a pretty impressive swing of the bat from Will Venable. Home run number 8. And there's the carry.
Right over the 382 marker. That's a pretty good shot when you're a right-handed hitter.
Well, last year he had 20 home runs. Really a breakout season for Venable. He was their MVP, and this year he just never really could get it going, especially with the long ball. And when you see that type of an at-bat, you can understand why he's been scratching his head.
Here's Jerko. Ooh, called the ball. Looked pretty good. Baseball art. Now that's literally baseball art. Is that an artistic rendering of the scene here at the ballpark tonight on the baseball?
I saw the Coke bottle on that thing.
So you were studying that.
Yeah. There's the Coke bottle with a big glove. Right there.
Yeah, that's the scoreboard. I see the scoreboard. I appreciate good art too. 2-1 the count.
Can you paint?
No. Not even a wall in the house. Not good. Not good with a paintbrush.
Not even with a single color on a wall in the house.
He used to have a nickname, Killer with a paintbrush. Not safe. 2-2.
Yeah, that blows my mind. Artists blow my mind.
Jed Jerko was grounded out and flied out. He's 0 for 2. And the curve in the dirt. 3-2.
Well, this becomes a big pitch for Yusmeiro Petit. I mean, he's cruising right along, and he's got a 2-hitter shutout coming into this inning, and now all of a sudden this 3-2 count with a 6-2 score becomes a big pitch as to what's going to happen to him the rest of the night. If he walks Jerko, good chance he may be out of this game.
There's nobody out. There are no outs in the inning. Blanco for a line drive right to the center fielder. That's the first out. That's the Padres 6.
And you can see really what he's thinking. In this ballpark, he's a guy that can continuously pound a corner. And when he gets behind an account and has to come in, he'll hit that outside corner. He doesn't make mistakes out over the middle of the plate. And he makes you swing the bat, and that was a big pitch for him. He stays in the game. See another day.
Torres, the Padre left-hander, Alex Torres. He's got the hat with the extra protection. He's the only one who wears it.
Well, it's like Super Mario. But if he ever were to get hit in the head, I mean, he's protected.
Here's Grandal.
But you can see why not a lot of guys are wearing it. They don't want to look like Super Mario.
So it's more of a fashion issue. On the other hand, nobody, when the first helmets came in, hitters did not used to wear helmets. Sometime in the 50s. That ball is smoked. If it's fair, it's gone. It is off the foul pole. A home run for Grandal. Second homer of the inning. The Padres have cut the Giants' lead into half. It is 6-3.
Bochy taking a long, hard look down that bullpen, and here he comes. Just down and in. They set the target away. He hasn't made too many mistakes in location. This is one of them. And just a bolt right off the foul pole.
So that will do it for Petit, who is just outstanding, but suddenly he gets knocked around here in the 6th inning. He gets a round of applause. It's 6-3, and it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Hey, John.
Authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It's now 6-3. The Padres with 3 on the board. The Padres muscling up here in the 6th inning. A 2-run homer by Venable, and then Grandal with a smash off the right field foul pole. Petit out, and now number 41, Affeldt, in.
61st time that Affeldt has come into a ball game. 4-2 with a 2.38 ERA. Low 90s fastball with a good sink. You'll see a lot of ground balls normally when he's got his good fastball going. Big curveball and a forkball. There's the night for Petit. 5 hits allowed, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 earned runs. A good night.
Seth Smith, tough left-handed hitter. Most of the year he's been the best hitter for the Padres. A veteran, Oakland last year, but most of his career with the Colorado Rockies. Tonight he has grounded out and struck out. And it's 2-0. Long way to go in this game yet. And that 6-run lead, which looked so big, now it suddenly just accents with a 3-run lead how far we have to go to get to the 9th inning in this game. And now it's 3-0. Or I beg your pardon, 2-1. That one called a strike.
So a little bit of a fly there. This is down below, and it brings up a 3-1 opportunity here for Affeldt. We're still looking for the comfort zone on the Giants mound right now. And that can happen coming off a 10-day road trip when you're out there for the first time. I know it's your mound, but it's a different mound than what you've been on.
And it's a walk. Rene Rivera, the right-handed hitting catcher with power, coming up.
And here's a guy we talked about being a key.
What? So you actually yourself were a painter?
Well, that's by the numbers, though. If you look closely.
By number 39?
Yeah.
Over by the Palace of Fine Arts. Here is Rivera, and he fouls one out of play off the right field line. The Padres suddenly have visions of a big inning here as Affeldt comes in for the bullpen, and he looks all out of whack, and Buster Posey after that pitch runs out to have a chat with him. Hunter Strickland in the dugout alongside Yusmeiro Petit, Juan Gutierrez on the other side of Petit. On one to Rivera. Rivera's had a very good year, his best in the big leagues. He's been real tough against the Giants. Now a ball and a strike. Rivera walked in the second and hit a fly ball to right in the fifth. You see how the Giants are playing it. Double play depth up the middle. Panic over towards second a bit. 2-1.
And nobody else in that Giants bullpen. It's all Affeldt right now. He needs to find that strike zone.
Pens into right center, shallow, 2 down. So a big out for Affeldt, and now Amarista with 2 down. Petit, who used as both a starter and a reliever for the Giants this year. Tonight was his 12th start of the season, as Strickland now goes down to the bullpen for the Giants, number 60. On deck, Tommy Medica. And that had him buckling at the knees, a called strike.
That's a good one right there. That's as good as it gets for a curveball pitcher. And for Affeldt to be able to flop that thing over there in the first pitch, I mean, nobody's going to look for that pitch. Great way to steal strike one.
Amarista doubled his last time. He's 1 for 2. Smith back to first. A ball and a strike. Affeldt has thrown 11 pitches since he came in, and only 4 of them have been strikes. So it's been a struggle for the veteran left-hander. Affeldt working in his 61st game of the year. Runner at first, 2 down. That's a base hit over the head of Pablo Sandoval. Smith will stop at second as Ishikawa hurried over to cut it off. And Tommy Medica, the local product from the South Bay, will come up as the possible tying run of the game.
And he's got power.
So this is sort of hard to imagine that the Giants would come into this inning with a 6-0 lead, and still in the same inning the Padres had the possible tying run of the game at the plate.
You know, Mark Gardner, the Giants bullpen coach, just took the hat off to let Bruce Bochy know that Strickland was good to go.
So Hunter Strickland will come into this game, the young hard-throwing right-hander who got his first major league save at Dodger Stadium in the 13th inning on Monday night, trying to save the lead here in the 6th. Kipe is over on the radio side currently. The Giants are leading 6-3, but it was 6-0 when this inning started. And this is the third Giants pitcher to work in the inning, Hunter Strickland. And Mike, Hunter Strickland has already become sort of the phenom in the Giants' September call-up arsenal.
He has established himself very quickly in 7 games. No record yet, no ERA either. 7 strikeouts, no walks. Hard thrower. You're going to see high 90s fastballs, hard slider. He's got a split. We haven't seen it yet.
And 97 miles an hour. 0-1.
This is an interesting matchup because Tommy Medica can hit the fastball. And that's his reputation.
Solarte, a switch hitter, has come out on deck with the pitcher due up next. 2 men on, 2 men out. Blew it right by him at 98 miles an hour.
He elevated across the letters. That's right where Posey wanted it. You saw the target. I mean, and that's not an overthrow in 98 either. Very compact motion. He was a strikeout control specialist in the minor leagues with that high velocity fastball. Didn't walk anybody.
And the foul off the mask of Buster Posey. Still 0-2. Buster will take a moment to collect himself after that foul ball. Rattled that mask a little bit. Hunter Strickland, who had Tommy John surgery last season, May of last year. And he knew right at the moment when he was going to need it. He was trying to get a save. And after he felt something pop in his elbow, he threw 4 more pitches and ended the game. And then his teammates all knew something was wrong when he would only high-five them with his left hand. Did he swing? Yes. Eric Cooper immediately rang him up from first base. Hunter Strickland strikes out Medica. 6-3 Giants with Ishikawa coming up last of the 6th.
Is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers, offering business and personal insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. Visit us at hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Giants 6, Padres 3 as we go to the last of the 6th inning. When it's time for a change, Padres have made a pitching change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. And there he is, Alex Torres, in relief of Andrew Kashner, whom the Giants roughed up tonight.
Torres got good stuff. 50 strikeouts in 53 innings will attest to that. He's got a A low to mid-90s fastball. He's got a hard slider and occasional changeup. And he can get a wild hairpin now. It's 31 walks in 53 innings. That is the one blemish on his report card. Nevertheless, though, he's got good stuff.
Ball one to Ishikawa, who twice has hit deep fly balls to left field. Medica made a sterling catch on the last one right near the wall in the 4th inning. A ball and a strike. 2 lefties to start this inning for the Giants. Ishikawa with Brandon Crawford on deck, and then the pitcher's spot due up 3rd. Javier Lopez has started to work, our left-hander, in the Giants bullpen now at the pitcher's spot due up 3rd in the inning. 93 miles an hour up and in, 1-2.
Yeah, that was kind of a good mistake right there. Not sure he wanted to go up above the hands with the fastball, but that's where it wound up, and it could have been placed in a more perfect position.
Stays alive. Back into the second deck, and a fan made the catch with it. 6 runs, 8 hits for the Giants. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Padres. Giants have hit 2 homers. The Padres have hit 2. Both of the Padres homers coming here in the 6th inning. And it's 2-2. Giants have scored in each of the first 5 innings of this game.
Whoa. It's 2 changeups in a row. One he threw a scud with on the 1-2 pitch. Here he comes back with it again. And he almost throws it over the head of Rene Rivera. So you do that twice with the changeup, you're kind of thinking, yeah, maybe I better go back to the fastball or the slider, but anything but the changeup.
3-2. And gave another one right there.
That was a good one. That was another changeup. So I guess you throw 3 in a row, you find the grip. That was perfect. And Ishikawa did well just to fight that off. That's what happens. You wear that hat, it makes you confident.
Strike 3 called. And Ishikawa thought it was off the inside. Not happy with that call. Andrew Kashner was as good as the Giants have seen. He had a 2-hit shutout into the 9th inning Saturday in San Diego. And then tonight, it wasn't the same guy.
Different guy, different makeup entirely. I mean, in San Diego, it was almost all fastballs. Tonight, he got beat on a lot of off-speed stuff.
Crawford, ball 1. Crawford homered his last time. He's also flied out to shallow center, so he's 1 for 2. And the Padres are going to get more action going in their bullpen.
Looks like Leonel Campos. We have not seen him.
1-1.
4th inning on a breaking ball down and in from Andrew Kashner. Brandon Crawford quickly launched it into the right field. Stands for a home run number 10 on the year. And that was a significant swing of the bat statistically.
10th home run of the year. Double figures to go with 10 triples and 20 doubles. So Brandon Crawford joining his teammate Hunter Pence in that category. Three and 1 now. And on deck is Juan Perez, the right-handed hitter, to bat for Strickland. Here's Juan. Campos getting ready in the Padre bullpen. Well, there's ball 4, and we'll find out what's going to happen as we go to Amy G.
All right, John and Mike, it's time for our fan photo contest, and it is sponsored by AT&T. Fans only have a couple more games to try and get their mug up on our broadcast. You got to tweet at #CSNBA fan photo. Tonight's winner, Michelle King. She is from Midland, Texas, far away. We love it. It's Spring Training 2013. You go, girl. Good one. John and Mike.
Mr. and Mrs. Posey from Midland, Texas. So here is Juan Perez batting for Hunter Strickland. Blanco out on deck. One out, one on. And chased that low fastball. They get one there. No chance to double up the speedy Perez. So now Perez aboard, and if he could get a jump, a steal would be a very good play right here. With Blanco at the plate. Blanco has hit a double in this game in between strikeouts. He's 1 for 3 overall. Blanco hitting .263 for the year. So Torres getting the sign from Rivera. Perez away from first. And ball one off the outside. Now Boyer joins Campos in the Padre bullpen. Boyer, who had gotten up during the 5th inning for a while.
Talked about Gregor Blanco hit .263 in the year. He's hit .293 against lefties.
Two and 0. Now Rivera's going to come out and talk to Torres. Did not seem to be happy with that call.
You can read his lips. He's saying, dude, your hat is funky.
But you know, we were talking about this a little earlier, that when batting helmets first came in, there were a lot of the old time players that wanted nothing to do with those at all. And some of them wore a liner inside their regular baseball cap. And the idea that you would ever wear the helmets that the hitters wear now with ear flaps and all of that, that would have been unthinkable to those guys. And I suppose for the same reason as people don't think about wearing this hat, the pitchers, they just would not have liked the look of it. They didn't like the simple batting helmet at first. That's hit well, but an easy catch for Venable, and the Giants are retired. We're going to the 7th inning. Dwayne Kuiper will return for the radio side. The Giants are leading 6-3.
Toyota dealer. Let's take a look through 6 solid innings of play. The Padres 3 runs on 6, no errors. Giants 6 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Andrew Cashner, not the same Andrew Cashner the Giants saw in San Diego. His last start against the Giants, they tagged him for 6 runs in 5 innings. Yusmeiro Petit, strong outing, 5 1/3, 5 hits allowed, 3 earnings, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. He took a shutout in the 6th inning. Pablo Sandoval, 3 RBI night. Buster Posey, an RBI double, ends a 7-game RBI drought. That is your Toyota game summary. When it's time for a change, thanks PD Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. A new pitcher now for the Giants is Javier Lopez. Let's take a look at his numbers. Lopez in 63 games, 1-1 with a 2.72 ERA, 22 strikeouts at 36 1/3 against 19 walks. 6-3 Giants. Top of the 7th. Here again is Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, Juan Perez in left and Adam Moore at the plate. So some changes. Susak is now catching. And this is chopped off of Moore's foot, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, with the Giants advancing into postseason, it really does give Bruce Bochy a chance to play around a little bit as far as taking advantage of maybe getting Buster Posey off his feet for 3 innings, knowing that Susak's a pretty good replacement.
Well, Posey's been an Iron Man of late. He's logged a lot of innings, especially behind the plate. So
1 and 2.
Doesn't seem like a big deal, 3 innings, but it is a big deal.
It is, absolutely.
Well, I'm telling you.
It's kind of a game attitude, isn't it?
Yeah. Those will make you smile. Sure takes you 3 innings to strap them on, though.
Close, 2 and 2.
Where do you buy shoelaces for those things?
I don't know. I think you have to make them. Looks like a centipede has crawled up one of her legs.
Yep. She's rocking them, though. Totally pulling it off.
And this inning will open up with a base hit. Moore with a single. So here's Spangenberg. Spangenberg looked like he was headed for another strikeout in the 6th inning, but after 2 strikes, he singled off of Petit. And this one is taken down low. 1 ball and no strikes. And the bunt, and it's foul. Spangenberg has to be trying to bunt for a hit.
Well, the way he bunted it, I think looked like it was almost a half slap bunt. I mean, he wasn't just, I mean, he was trying to take it with him down the first base line, but if he makes contact with the type of swing he had that thing, he was going to put enough ground ball on it to get to the outfield.
Here he bounces it into the hole, a base hit. So if you're Lopez, you're going, all right, they got the C&I ground ball going now, so now I got to get after Venable.
Remember, Venable was the guy that hit the ball over the wall for the Padres in the 6th inning. A 2-run opposite field shot, his 8th of the year. This really isn't a hanger either, just a fastball in the outside corner for Petit. You really can't call this a mistake. In the situation he had to get the strike zone with a runner on, a 6-run lead. And Venable goes the opposite way to beat him.
So Venable will step up. This will probably be Lopez's last hitter. 2 for 12 for Venable against Lopez. And a strike, and it's 0-1. That's fairly shallow in right field. Down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. So both teams now with 8 hits. Lopez will spin around. He'll chase Spangenberg back.
Padres for 5 innings just kind of not there. And then all of a sudden they awoke in the 6th.
2-1 to Venable.
And the last 10 guys that have gone up there, 6 of them have gotten hits. 7 of them have gotten on base.
Three and 1.
And Venable not helping him out.
Should be a strike. Foul. And it's 3-2. We are in the 7th inning. Here's the payoff. This is a flare. Crawford is going to track it down. Nice comeback by Lopez. And he's going to depart. So Machi is coming in. He'll be facing Jerko. It's 6-3 Giants. Getting close. It'll be the Sharks and the Jets in the home opener, and that'll happen on October 11th on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Sharks hockey on Comcast Sportsnet, California.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be Gene Machi. Take a look at the numbers for Machi in 70 games, 7-1 with a 2.180 ERA. 50 strikeouts in 66 innings. He inherits a runner at first and second, 1-out situation.
Swing and a miss by Jerko. He's trying to do one thing, and that's Jerko.
Yep, you're right. He's trying to Jerko one into the stands. He's kind of outhouse or castle. You see the average, 207. But dangerous, and he's got good opposite field power.
He'd rather have the ball up than down.
Good mistake hitter indeed. Kind of built for the high pitch. Short arm swinger.
A little nervous, not too bad. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jerko. Jerko's 0 for 3.
I think about baseball though, that can all change in one pitch. So Machi had a quick 0-1. Now he kind of nibbled the 2 pitches. Now he's in a get it in situation here.
Right.
And now things get a little more nervous.
Well, they had him 0-1, now 3-1. Same spot that Lopez was in against Venable. So you got to make a pitch right here. And he doesn't come close. And now the bases are loaded. That was 0-1 to a walk.
And an easy take on the 3-ball count too, as you pointed out. Not close.
Here's Bochy tonight. Is going to pitch every guy that he's got in the bullpen.
Now Sergio Romo tucking in his shirt, heading down to Giants bullpen quickly.
So here's Grandal. Swing and a miss. Grandal hit a home run off the foul pole in the 6th.
Look at the target away and the pitch down and in. You've seen Petit make many mistakes all night, and that was one of them. And Grandal made her pay.
And that pitch is down low.
Padres down in this ballgame 6-0. Really got back into it with one swing of the bat. It was a 2-run homer by Will Venable. It was sort of like an alarm clock going off, and since that time they have really toughened up with the bats.
1 ball and 1 strike. High and deep to right. And the Padres have taken the lead. Grandal has just cleared the bases. It's 7-6 San Diego. Grandal's second home run of the game.
Take a look at the pitch. Not that far away from where he hit his first one out. Middle end down, just drop the head and watch it get out of here. There's not a whole lot of wind tonight. This ballpark is defenseless to the right field side. And that almost went in the pond.
So here's Smith. Smith takes a strike. The Padres have scored 7 runs in the last 2 innings. And they've all been unanswered runs. It's 0-2 to Smith.
Last 13 hitters, 9 of them have got on base.
This is rolled foul.
Jose Valentin, Padres first base coach, making the play.
Inside to Smith. It's 1-2. Well, one of the big at bats in this inning was the Jerko at bat. 0-1 to a walk. One ball and 2 strikes. He got him.
He comes back and gets the next guy. I mean, that's one of the hard things to do when the bubble gets popped and you give up the lead. And now your team's behind. You've got to get the next guy out. Dahl have a night.
Well, he opened up the game. His first 2 at bats. Petit struck him out. So here's Rene Rivera. First pitch is down low to Rivera. Petit loses his chance for a win. Cashner off the hook. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hit to left field, hit well. Perez back, gone. Babe Rivera is hit another one against the Giants, and Bruce Bochy's coming out. So Machi did not have it tonight. So Tim Lincecum's coming in. It's 8-6 Padres.
award-winning team of 15 journalists dedicated to holding the powerful accountable. The investigative unit on an NBC Bay Area. We investigate.
So here's Lincecum facing Amarista. Amarista has a couple of hits. First pitch is in tight, 1 ball and no strikes.
Take a look at the year for Lincecum. 10-9 with a 4.81 ERA, 134 strikeouts, 153 innings.
And this is a soft line drive to Panik, and that'll end the inning. Damage done, however. It's 8-6 Padres. Somehow comes up with these magical moments at the perfect time. It's 8-6 Padres. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Blaine Boyer coming in. 31st time he's come in. No record in 30 games. It's a bit unusual. 2.97 ERA. Look at the strikeouts to walks. 29 strikeouts against 8 walks in 39 1/3. And he's just chewing on right-handers. He's got a fastball that goes low to mid-90s. Good curveball, slider, changeup combination. He'll give you all 4.
Panik will take down low. It'll be Panik, Susak, and Sandoval.
Six home runs in this ball game tonight tells you how this ballpark is playing. It's playing small.
And a strike to Panik. Panik 1 for 3. And he rolls this one foul past Roberto Kelly. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Giants led 6-0, so you can see how this whole thing has changed around tonight.
They play Panik straight away in the infield, slightly to left field in the outfield.
Panik drives it into center field, and he's got a base hit.
Well, they needed that. They needed a leadoff hitter. Not often this ballpark plays in favor of the hitter. It has seemed that way tonight.
So here's Susak. Susak with his first at bat. You can see his numbers.
He likes hitting here at 333 at AT&T.
Check swing. Fair ball. Hits off of the umpire, and everybody's safe. Oh, you see that all the time.
Well, Eric Cooper did not get out of the way. A little check swing, and it winds up being a perfect cue shot right down the right field line. Grandal cannot get back to it, and this is where the Giants get a bit unlucky as that ball hits the leg of Cooper. It prevents it from going down the right field line.
It was like a kick save.
Ease. Black not completely convinced that ball was fair. Either that or just wanted to get on Eric Cooper for not getting out of the way. Dave Roberts, the bench coach. They're waiting for word in the Padres clubhouse as to whether or not it was fair or foul. I didn't see the sign, but Bud Black's still out there. I'm not sure what the deal is.
Yeah, he's saying it hit the base. It's pretty hard to argue if it hit the base.
I couldn't quite tell if it hit the base. I mean, you can see why the Padres are questioning this. I mean, it was close.
I mean, I thought Bud Black went out there and said, look, Eric, if you're going to have the ball hit you, can you kick it right to one of my infielders?
Well, he almost did.
So here's Sandoval. Sandoval takes low and away. Now we see the Padres put that right fielder in a spot that we're pretty accustomed to. Right in Triples Alley. Nobody playing right field.
A lot of room on this side of the field. I remember playing Boyle for a lot of curveballs, and those are pitches you can pull down the right field line. Tucked a little slider on the outside corner. Nick Vincent, the right-hander, and Frank Garces, the left-hander.
A ball and a strike to Sandoval. He's had an RBI in every at-bat tonight. And a big hit to left field. And here comes Panic. Juggled out in the outfield by Medica. And it's a 8-7 ball game. Sandoval an RBI in every at-bat. He's got 4 on the night.
Well, the momentum just jumped right back into the Giants dugout with this swing of the bat. He has used the middle of the field here. He goes the opposite way, not a hanger. Two-seam fastball outside corner to knees. I mean, this is a perfect pitch location-wise, and this is how you beat it. You go down and get it the opposite way. You find a hole, and it's set up now for Hunter Pence.
3 straight singles. Pence is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. One ball and no strikes. Trying to get Pence to pound that ball into the ground. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Perfect slider on a 1-0 count. Once again, Sergio Romo heads down the Giants bullpen. Well, Blaine Boyer's doing everything he can to try and get that ground ball. He's either at the knees or below the knees.
Two balls and one strike. Taps it foul. It's 2-2. There's Belt. The pitcher spot is after Belt. It's 2-2. And a full count.
90 freedom on the outside corner and just missed about 6 inches away. I mean, it's almost like it was a paralysis pitch to try and have pitch chase. 7 blown saves for the Padres bullpen. That's the fewest in Major League Baseball.
3-2 to Pence. Pence taps it to third. Can they turn it? They will not. So Susac will end up at third. He represents the tying run. Bud Black is coming out. And we're going to get a new pitcher. So lefty against lefty with Belt coming up. It's 8-7 Padres. You can earn 2% back in fan rewards on every purchase, including Giants tickets. Plus, with all-out pricing, there are no surprise fees at checkout. StubHub, your ticket to upgrades and more. It's an 8-7 lead for the San Diego Padres.
That's a great rally cap right there. So Frank Garces becomes the new pitcher for Bud Black. Take a look at his numbers. 14 times he's come in, 7 strikeouts in 7 2/3. So Garces has made a nice impression.
So here's Belt. And Belt takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
low to mid 90s with the fastball and a hard slider from Garces for the most part. And he can give you a couple different looks with his delivery. Go from anywhere from a normal 3/4 delivery to a low 3/4.
Well, skies one high and foul and out of play. So it's 0-2. So Belt in the hole. His job now to try to get one in play. And a shot to right, and it's a base hit. Susak's going to score. Pence read it as a hit. Immediately, he ends up at third, and this game is tied.
Tonight may have been the night. They get Brandon Belt back. And that's a 2-strike swing of the bat. And just the 8th time this year the Padres bullpen has blown a save. And this was hit right on the screws.
So the Giants have tied it up, and a new pitcher coming in. We'll be back. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Nick Vincent, 62nd time he's come in. 60 strikeouts in 54 innings. Got a low 90s fastball and a cutter. A lot of cutters. He's also got a slider he'll throw out to the cutter and a changeup. Boy, the series in San Diego. Giants with 2 for 15 with runners in score position. Tonight, they're 5 for 7. 4 runs scored in 3 days in San Diego. Here they put an 8 spot against the Padre pitching.
Here's Duffy. Matt Duffy now a chance to give the Giants the lead with Pence at third and Belt at first and Crawford on deck. And Duffy, who likes the first pitch, takes it for a ball, 1-0. He's done a good job in this role. He doesn't seem to let the moment get too big for him.
Well, he's got a lot of confidence. I mean, he believes in himself. Everywhere he's been, every level, he's had good success.
And he pops it out of play. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Romo in the bullpen. Giants with 12 hits tonight. They've scattered it out throughout the game. The Padres have done all their damage in 2 innings. 1 ball and 1 strike to Matt Duffy. And a bunt. And here comes Pence, and he's going to score. And the Giants take the lead for now.
Well, everybody on the field is asking for this play to get looked, and I'm sure the Padres will do that very thing. I mean, really a pretty good play from Nick Vincent to even make it close. The bunt was good. Not a pure suicide. Oh, he's safe. Look at it right here. Oh, he's safe. No contest.
So the Giants take the lead on the sacrifice bunt.
Once again, excellent back control from Duffy. That's a beautiful bunt. And Hunter Pence, despite a nice play from Vincent, comes in safely to avoid the tag of Rivera. And the Giants retake the lead.
And here's Crawford. And Crawford takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Wide, 2 balls and no strikes. Crawford homered in the 4th. Nope. 3-0.
Tried the backdoor cut.
There's Perez.
17 runs, 22 hits tonight. You just don't see these type of games in this ballpark. So they turn him loose 3-0. And a big hard slider. And a swing through first strike. Remember his last, or is it bat in the 4th, he hit a breaking ball out of here for home run number 10. And it wasn't that far away from the same location that last breaking ball was in.
Now it's 3-2.
That's some pretty healthy rips against Vincent. And a red alert. Ken Stauffer now starting to get heated up in the Padre pen. But Black's playing this series, and it's the same way he played it in San Diego. Like he was getting ready to go to the playoffs. Good. Yeah, he owes it to Pittsburgh. He owes it to St. Louis.
3-2 to Crawford. Runners go, and this is lifted to left. So Medica puts it away.
Well, a nice comeback there from Vincent. It was down the count 3-0.
Harris now batting for the 2nd time. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th inning. So Vincent trying to get the Padres off the field. No balls and 1 strike.
So first pitch cut.
Belt is at second. Duffy's at first.
I would expect Vincent to nibble again on this 1-1 pitch. Once he got the 0-1, it gives him 2 shots to have him nibble away. Did not have a very good arm on the left. Average arm on the right. Pretty good arm in center.
1-2.
Perfect corner pitch with that slider.
Perez trying to put the ball in play here with runners at first and second. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Giants take the lead. They do it with 4 singles in a sacrifice bunt. 8th inning coming up. It's 9-8 Giants.
Congratulations due to him because he is the Giants 2014 Roberto Clemente nominee. He was honored before the game this evening. Now, players chosen from each major league team that best represents baseball through positive contributions on and off the field. Romo's very active in his community, and tonight gave $7,500, guys, to AIMS, which is Athletes in Math Succeed. The winner of the Roberto Clemente Award will be announced at the World Series this year. So congratulations, Sergio Romo. Way to go, guys.
Very nicely done. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. It's Romo facing Jan Solarte.
Saw the numbers for Sergio Romo. And they're good. And boy, did he have a nice series in Los Angeles.
Bad. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now he's got his glove ready. Keeping score. Feeling it.
Pop. Foul. Out of play. 1 and 2.
Is that Richie Rillia?
Yep. Richie brings his glove to all the games. Still got a great smile. Good guy.
Yep. We like Richie Rillia.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Solarte takes it. It's 2-2.
Thought about it.
He did think about it. And a base hit to right field. So here come the Padres.
I just got that feel that nothing's really coming easy in this game. Don't see it very often where you have a night here that favors the hitter.
Here's Gobert. Gobert takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Crawford and Panic at double play depth as Gobert steps out. Bochy has used Affeldt, he's used Lopez, and there are a slew of lefties coming up against Romo. The one thing Romo did when he became the Giants closer is he proved to everybody, including himself, that he can get lefties out.
Well, he learned a couple new pitches. He learned a two-seam fastball, and he learned a changeup with the two-seam grip. Both pitches have movement that run away from the lefties, and both pitches can get ground balls, which is what he's pitching for right now. That throw to first base called by the Giants bench.
So Solarte with his lead and a strike. It's 1-2. Spangenberg is on deck. In tight 2-2.
Look out.
Romo takes that usual walk off to the first base side of the mound. He's looking for a ground ball to either Crawford or Panic. And now Gobert asks for time. 8th inning.
Well, there's a diehard Padre fan. A little dazed and confused.
A little dazed. Maybe confused. 2-2. Hit out to left field. Perez will catch. Tagging is Solarte. And he will not go. 1 out.
You're not going to go on Juan Perez's arm. He's got a good one. Yeah, he's just happy to be here.
So here's Spangenberg.
Spangenberg's night started off with a couple strikeouts, and he has salvaged it with 2 really good at bats, 2 singles.
Solarte has extended his lead just a little bit. So it's up to Romo to give Susac a shot should Solarte think about going.
You don't have to give Susac a whole lot of help. He's got a good arm and a quick release.
Those are just easy moves to first. What happened to this kind of brisk pace game that was going on? When did that stop?
About the top of the sixth.
Yeah. It's down low as Solarte looked like he was going to go. 1 ball and no strikes. Outfield. Straight away. Romo sets.
Spangenberg with good speed. Not an easy guy to double up. Almost Sandoval taking away the bunt. Playing very shallow on the third base side.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Solarte's thinking about it. Let's see what he does here. We'll let you know. He does not go. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
Stay down around those knees. 2 swing throughs with two seam fastballs. Second sinker in a row. It just bottoms out right below the strike zone. And Spangenberg goes after both of them.
Center field. Blanco. And that'll bring up Venable. A couple of hits tonight for Will Venable. 1 left to park. And Romo now steps off.
Well, I mean, I think if you don't have a real good pickoff move, I think your best defense against a guy who's a potential base stealer is just freezing. Hold him as long as you can. Make sure he's stopped.
Low to Venable.
Wonder you have a guy in that hold position at first base. Some base stealers get a little discouraged. And that looks like what Sergio Romo is trying to do with Solarte. Just ice him.
The 1-0 pitch to Venable is fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He's had good swings tonight, and he's covering that outside pitch. You look back in the 6th inning, it was a 6-0 ball game with 1 on, nobody out, and he hits a pitch that was not a hanger. It was on the outside corner, and he took it over the left field wall at the 3-2 center. That was a quality at bat. So he is definitely locked in with that front shoulder if he's doing that. He's back spinning the opposite gap. He's locked.
Way outside. 2 balls and a strike.
That was a changeup. He just squirted out of his hand.
Well, better off squirting in that direction than the other.
Indeed.
2-1 to Venable. Solarte with his lead. He does not go, and this is hit out into center field for Blanco. And Romo's going to get out of it. After the leadoff single, Romo gets 3 fly balls. Trying to play at the top of the order coming up.
Timeout for our Honda player of the game. We think Pablo Sandoval is that gentleman this evening. And why is that? Well, a 3-for-3 night. But every at bat produced an RBI, a 4 RBI night. He had a sac fly in the first, and he followed it up with 3 run-producing singles. And for that effort, we're going to make him our Honda player of the game. And boy, what an important bat to get heated up as the Giants start to get closer to the playoffs. Nice approach using the middle of the field the opposite way. The pitcher now for San Diego will be Tim Stauffer. 43rd time he's come in. 6-2 with a 3.54 ERA. Good stuff. 64 strikeouts and 61 innings. And he'll throw a lot of different looks at you.
Here's Blanco, and Blanco takes a strike. Blanco 1 for 4. He has scored a run. Sharply on the ground, and Amarista is going to throw out Blanco. 1 out.
Stauffer, a former starter, and he really could be converted back into a starter. He's got all the different types of movement. 1-2-seam, 4-seam, cutting, curveball, changeup, slider. And confidence in all of them. You saw the strikeout numbers.
Here's Panic. Panic's had a nice game. He singled twice and he scored twice. Here he takes a strike. And another strike. It's a quick 0-2.
Jake Gobert, left field.
One and 2. And this little pop-up is going to reach the seat. So Panic with that pop-up lives to see another pitch. Casilla as he's getting loose. High, 2-2. And this pop-up is down into the bullpen, and Solarte is going to track it down. Stay tuned for the post-game wrap. That's coming up in a bit, and Mike will also talk about the game with Murph and Matt tomorrow morning on KNBR 680. Here's Susak, who had a check swing single off of the first base bag in the 7th inning. Susak, a high foul, and it's out of play. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Another foul, almost in the same spot. That number 3 spot has been on base 4 times. Buster Posey was 2 for 2 with a walk. He scored twice. Had the base hit by Susak. And the run scored. Outside to Susak, 1-2. For the Padres in the 9th, they'll have Jerko, Grandal, and Smith. The Beef facing Casilla. Here's the 1-2. And it's low and away, 2-2. Two pitch to Susak. And Susak bounces this one into the Padre dugout. Ugly finder right at Benny.
Dave Binzer, why do the ugly finders go his way? I just don't get it.
He's got a bushel of those ugly finders. In tight to Susak. It's a full count.
Yeah. Someday he's going to throw it back.
Payoff pitch to Susak. It's popped up. This one should be playable. And Jerko is going to make the basket catch to end the inning. So we'll go to the 9th. It'll be Casilla coming in. It's 9-8 Giants. excitement here at the ballpark tonight, and there's been a lot of it. It's a 9-8 lead for the Giants. And there's the Giants closer as he is ready to roll here in the ninth.
52 games, 17 saves, 3-3 of the 1.76 ERA. He has been pretty hard on everybody, but right-handers especially. Hit $1.65. You'll see 2 types of fastball, low to mid-90s, curveball, slider, changeup, and he's going to face the heart of the beast. 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Padres, and that includes Yasmani Grandal, who already has 2 home runs on the night.
Arias is now at third. Here's the pitch, and it's low. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch 1 and 2 are always important for Santiago Casilla.
Always seems to relax him once he gets 1 in the strike zone.
One ball and 1 strike.
That's a 94-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball, and that looked like a left-handed cutter. Big-time explosive movement dropping off the plate in towards Jerko.
And a breaking ball, 2 balls and 1 strike.
There's Grandal, and there's the night. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs.
Three and 1. So this ought to be a pretty good pitch if you're Jerko. Swinging a foul, so it's 3 and 2.
But Adam with the same 94 two-seamer. Jerko hit .207 on the year, but dangerous.
Very dangerous. And it's 3 and 2. And the payoff on the ground to Arias. Across the diamond, 1 out. So a nice comeback for Casilla, who fell behind 3 and 1, and now here's Grandal.
Well, he had a challenge. He couldn't walk Jerko and set it up for Grandal. Not with that kind of night that Grandal's had. 2 homer, 5 RBI night. You see the right field, the right side of the infield, backing all the way up to the cut of the grass in the outfield.
This is to Perez, 2 down in the ninth. So Casilla, if Grandal was going to hit another one, it was going to have to be to the opposite field. Still not out of the woods. Here's another guy that can hit it out. It's Seth Smith. In the dirt, 1 ball and no strike.
He humped up on that one at 96.
Smith is struck out twice. He's bounced out and is walked. And a breaking ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Seth Smith was not looking for that. He was sitting dead run in 1-0 count with count leverage.
Blanco broke back, coming in, and he makes the sliding catch, and that's the ball game. So the Giants in a wild game here at AT&T Park, knowing that they had won a wild card spot, and they were going to celebrate win, lose, or draw after the game, but tonight they get